Hello everybody, Retro Guide 25 here, back with another video. I know it's been a while since the last video that I done a little while back. Um, Now I just want to make of a little bit of a talk about Resident Evil 4 remake, and well, one person caught my attention that they basically what he was saying in RGT85's video today on YouTube, right here on YouTube. Uh, he was basically saying that Resident Evil 4 remake shouldn't come to PS4, and it's like, why not come to PS4? I mean, it needs to come to PS4 because the thing is, the reason why it needs to come to PS4 is because, one, PlayStation 5 is $500 or more, depending how you try to get it. 600 at least, probably about that. So $100 more. $100 more for the PlayStation 5 if you get it from Sony themselves. At least that's what I've been told. Now, and Series X is basically about the same price. You can still get that for 500. But you gotta think, the PS4, even getting a good condition used one that still works perfectly fine for digital and physical, for PS4 Slim or Pro, Original, whatever. Um, it's like, uh, it's way cheaper to get, as we speak. They're not rare. There's like 114 point something, like over 114 uh, million units out there. Is they discontinued the PS4's lifespan of the console, but not the games, because it's still growing with games, which is good, at least for right now anyways. Who knows what can happen next year or the year after that, whatever. But anyways, Resident Evil 4 remake, which is just called Resident Evil 4, but it's the remake of the original, of course, from 2005, I believe. And anyways, the thing is, it needs to come to PS4. Capcom is saying it's in development for PS4. That's what they said. And if they want to do it, it's up to them. It's up to Capcom. It's up to whoever's in charge of it and stuff. If Capcom wants to put it on the PS4, then so be it. Which I got a PS4, and I'm glad it's coming out. I was going to get the Xbox Series X at least, because that's a little bit more easier to go hold up than the PS5. Because think about it. Number one reason I can't really get a PS5 for a lot of us still is because, one, it's what do you want to call it? Being scalped to death by scalpers. So if they just stop doing that, then maybe more people can get a hold of it instead of paying scalper price. Two, it's like, uh, why even try getting a PlayStation, uh, a PlayStation 5 when it's like most of the games that goes on PS5 is on PS4. You know what I mean? Like, the PS4 has all those games, or at least most of them. They're mostly third parties. And some of the first parties, it's even still coming to both consoles. They haven't completely forgotten about the PlayStation 5. They haven't fully discontinued the PS4. I mean, the PS4, yeah. They haven't fully discontinued the PS4 yet. You know what I mean? The PS5 just came out, and they're letting the PS4 grow just a little bit longer. Who knows? Maybe about next year it might discontinue everything, but the store might still go on. The digital side might still go on, but whatever's on there after discontinuation fully, of course, like fully completely, then you just got to get what's on there. Whatever's removed might be removed permanently, because because PS4 has been out for uh, a while, since it's been like 7, 8 years, something like that. I don't know, but it's been a while. The PS4 has been around since 2013, so yeah. 20. Did I say 2014? I think it's 2013, but I don't know. I'm saying 2013 now. But anyways, um, the PS5, one, is being scalped. Two, since it's being scalped, it's being hard to find to even get it. And three, you have to, uh, mostly, if you find it at GameStop, you most likely get it refurbished. You're getting it used or whatever. And if you want it brand new for $500, well, chances are you're probably going to spend a little bit more than $500, like much more. So because it's like not too many resellers like Walmart.com and GameStop and whatnot, wants to sell it for $499.99, which that's what Sony was asking for. Sony was asking for basically $500 at retail, brand new. Now, you might be able to get it for $600, at least $600, or a little over $600 because of tax and stuff, and shipping and stuff like that. But basically $600 and $600 something dollars at least, at the cheapest, for a PS5 through what you want to call it, Sony themselves. You just gotta special order it and whatnot. Wait about a couple weeks, a few weeks, but you will get it. Just take good care of it, and hopefully it doesn't burn out on you, and especially don't play it too much. But playing the playing the PS4 is still good. I mean, it holds up pretty well. I mean, if you put Resident Evil 4 Remake only on PS5 and Xbox Series X and PC, then it's like, that's not right, because this PS4 and Xbox One is still growing. So putting games on the previous gen consoles, just as recent gen consoles, from when they both came out back in 2013 or 2013, how you want to say it, it's like, you don't you don't necessarily need a PS5 or Xbox Series X just yet. I mean, pretty soon, yeah, everybody might need to be forced to get one, but until then, just stick with getting what you can get, and go on from there. I mean, I prefer the Xbox Series X, at least the X version, at the S, because the X has a hard drive in it, or I should say a solid state drive, I believe. Not a hard drive, SSD, not a HDD. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but either way, it still has storage space. Plus, you can use physical media still, which this could be the last time, but I prefer physical media. That's just me. I'm just old fashioned like that. I mean, I'm a retro kind of guy, so retro guy, you know. And I was 25 when I started YouTubing, which was when I was 25 back in 2016. So yeah, and anyways, the point being is that I would um like to say that it's like when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, Capcom and any company is gonna put their games on what they want to put it on. You know, as long as the console is still active to a somewhat extent, they're gonna probably limit of whatever games they're gonna put on the PS4 and the Xbox One and the Switch. Well, maybe not the Switch. Certain a lot of games probably still come to the Switch for a long time because I believe the Switch is gonna reach over 6 years. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I don't think so. Uh, you know, um, the thing is, um, the uh, the PS4 and Xbox One is still getting games. Mostly some of the same games, most of the same games, because most of them are third parties. That's why you have so many games on the each console that's been out after all these generations of the video game world, the video game industry and stuff. But it's like since the Xbox One and PS4 in general overall is still getting games, might be discontinued for one half aside, but not for the games. So if Capcom, Konami, uh, you know, all of these game companies, for if Konami, Capcom, Koei Tecmo, or how you want to say them, Ubisoft, you know, all of these companies, all of these major top notch companies, if they want to keep favoring to the Xbox One and not Xbox One, yeah, Xbox One and PS4 still, and the PS5 and Series XS, then you know, you know, they're gonna do that, because they know that none of them are really dead yet, especially Xbox One and PS4. It's just that are they gonna slow down on production for certain games that come out on those consoles? Well, yeah. Eventually, they're gonna stop putting games on there, and eventually, it's gonna be discontinued for making games for those consoles. But at the same time, at least they're still doing it, at least for now. So you can't complain that they're putting these brand new games still, some of them at least, on the newer consoles. You know what I mean? So yeah. Um. But anyways, it's like they're gonna do what they want to do. I mean, it makes money still. I mean, the PS4. I mean, not PS4. The PS5 and the Xbox Series X with S. Those consoles are, the Xbox Series consoles, and the Xbox Series and the Xbox, I mean not Xbox, the PS5, those consoles, just those ninth generation consoles, it's like, there's ninth generation consoles, okay? Those consoles are going to be, uh, not going to be, those consoles, okay? PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, those those consoles are going to be uh uh take a while before they're completely shining, that into their completely completely what do you want to call it, until they're completely you know have a time to really shine. I mean, they started to shine now in a way, But they need a little bit more time to shine, to fully actually shine. You know what I mean? And they need to go down in price eventually. If you want more people to still get a chance to buy the console and you know at least I don't know. I think that the new consoles should be like the same price as the Switch, like $300. I mean, for a basic unit, for a basic package deal, but they probably won't go that low. They might go down to 400 instead of 500, but for the physical media ones, for the physical media PS5 and the physical media newest Xbox, the Xbox Series X, of course. They might do that someday, but it's probably gonna take a couple more years or something. But at least you can get them a little bit easier, and more people can get them. And hopefully, the scalpers stop scalping them and get tired of scalping them, and then so hopefully the PS5 for one can be available in stores brand new, like actually be more available. Hopefully someday, hopefully some point soon. Maybe not next year or the year after, but maybe in 3 years. Who knows? But the thing is, you know, the point when I'm trying to make, the point that I'm trying to make is that don't complain about what the companies are doing. Okay, so stop complaining. You know. I pay attention to the comments, and I know how to read. Well, at least pretty good, for the most part. It's just caught my attention that somebody is saying that it doesn't need. Basically what they're just trying to say is that basically what they're just trying to say. Wow, almost 20 minutes. All right, well, anyways, um, basically what what they're trying to say is that the Resident Evil 4 remake, basically what they're trying to say is Resident Evil 4 remake shouldn't come to previous gen consoles, and it should only favor to the next gen and maybe PC. That's most likely PC, since pretty much every Resident Evil game came to PC for most of them, anyways. The mainline ones, pretty much all of them went to PC. Or since the beginning of Resident Evil 1 on the PS1 also went to Windows 95 and 97. But, still. It's like when it comes down to it, the PS4 is still shining. So if Capcom wants to put Resident Evil 4 onto the wants to put Resident Evil 4 remake on the PS4 and wherever else, and not just next gen, and then they're gonna do it. They're the boss. They can do what they want, and whatever they think that makes them money, hopefully they make good decisions. Hopefully they are good decisions. Depending on what projects they do and what games they come up with, uh, pretty much, in my opinion, whatever they do, for the most part, at least 9 out of 10 times, at least in my opinion. I mean, okay, 9 out of 10 times might sound like I'm not really being too honest, but the thing is, I am. Um, I think they might do a good job, and they're making the right choice for whatever they're doing 9 out of 10 times. Not really necessarily 10 out of 10 times. Now, it's like Capcom has done a pretty good job over the past few years of doing whatever they want to do of multiple platforms as much as they can. Because they're Capcom, they're a third party company. They like putting their games on anything. Is anything that's still relevant, you know what I mean? And PS4 and Xbox One is still relevant. So, because as long as they're still going in some kind of way, then hey, that's what they're gonna do. So yeah. Anyways, see y'all later for now, and I'm Retro Guy 25. See ya.